Hey everybody, welcome to another rapid review. This time it really is a twofer. The Gottfriend's Zlin Aviation Savage Carbon and Savage Grravel. Both of these are free. Both of these are based on the same airplane. The only difference that the Grravel has over the Carbon is that the Grravel has bigger tires and a more powerful engine. So it is a little bit more adept at short takeoff and landing. But they are otherwise the same plane. They do have different paint jobs available for them. So you have some choices here. Let's go ahead and pick yellow today. I will take the Grravel out and we can pick Sedona. It is a beautiful morning out there. And we're going to go ahead and just get onto the runway real quick. Take it out. As with all these rapid reviews, try to keep it under 15 minutes and just kind of get to the core of the play. Now, it is no secret that I like the Gottfriend's A32. That is made specifically for Flight Simulator 2024. These two, the Grravel and the Carbon, were made for Flight Simulator 2020, but they are free on the Gottfriend's website, and I believe they're also on the Contrail app if you use that to manage some of your purchases. The model itself, again, because it's a 2020, it will not have any covers, but the model itself is very nice. It's basic, the way it's supposed to be. You have these massive bush wheels on this one. The ones that are on the Carbon are a little smaller, and the Carbon also has a few different paint jobs. As far as the interior goes, both are near identical. Both have, for example, the fuel gauges, the interiors, the seating, everything when you look around looks the same. When we look here, we can see the flaps are working. You have a nice little clunk sound when you operate them. When you look at this, this is the same between the two. And all you need to do to get it started, well, I should highlight you do have, for both of these, the same checklist. As you can tell, there's not that much on the checklist because it's a very simple plane. You can just start it, get your RPMs to the acceptable range. It's like this, you really only have to worry about your throttle, and you don't have to set your mixture or RPM separately. You just control everything through the throttle. So you have that set, you have your landing lights, you have your strobe lights, and on this version you have your NOS. Anyone who's watched The Fast and the Furious will know what this is. It gives you a little bit of a boost. And two more buttons here on the left. You have your avionics, which controls the radio here. You have your cabin heat. It does get cold in the desert, so let's go ahead and keep that on. And you have your parking brake. That's it. That's all there's to it. Now, because this thing, especially the Grravel, has a more powerful engine, it should be insanely adept at short takeoffs and landings. So let's go ahead, and that's where the end of the runway is. That should be more than enough space for us. So instead of taxiing all the way to the end of the runway, also an animated tail dragging wheel. Excuse me, sir, with the car. Oh, the ball's on this man. It is a very responsive little plane. Now again, these are made by Gottfriend's. They are entirely free on their website, both versions, the Carbon and the Grravel. originally made for 2020, but compatible with 2024. And let's see if that short takeoff and landing is really true by giving it the beans. And there you go. Now you can immediately lay off the gas because it'll just keep gliding into oblivion. There's really no reason for it. The camera movement I know is a little different than what you're used to. I did recently install Chaseplane. It is a $30 add-on. As the name suggests, it is a complete overhaul of the camera system. Chaseplane was a big deal for Flight Simulator 2020. I think it's a big deal for 2024 as well. It helps a lot by creating, creating better views. Also, speaking of views, that's the one thing Sedona has going for it. The plane itself is very easy to fly. It's very responsive. These bush planes, they are insanely easy to fly. The only thing you always have to concern yourself with, it is a very light plane with a very big engine. The chance of you going over speed are pretty much always there. Pretty much omnipresent. Let's go ahead and gain a little bit of altitude here. Like I said, they're very light and very overpowered, so if you felt like pulling a looping, you should be able to. Go. And you can see with our speed, we were almost in the red there. Now these things are, because they're so light, they're extremely nimble. They're also very sensitive to the wind, but you really can't go wrong with flying these. They're good little trainers. It's a good way to get used to it, and because they have the big wheels, you can pretty much put them down anywhere. The one downside to Sedona is there are trees everywhere, as you can tell by the ground, which makes it a little bit harder to showcase them. But yes, these are very easy to fly, very easy to land, very easy to take off with. If you're into bush planes, pick them up. If you're not into bush planes, also pick them up because they're free. Why wouldn't you? They're great little additions to Flight Simulator 2024. They fly perfectly fine. They're good quality planes. The models are really great. And it might give you something to explore with. Now I understand that there are some versions and some bush planes that are readily available in 24. That does not change my opinion on the fact that I think the Grravel is such a great addition. We are definitely a little overspeed, but that's okay. Let's give it the beans. And just like that, it takes off again. This thing is really fun. Personally, I love exploring. I love taking new views. really enjoy. Scenery around you. I'm sure that this valley looks gorgeous from 30,000 feet, but it looks a bit prettier when you come down here and fly around. And now you can do that with these free airplanes. It is the Gottfriend's Savage Carbon and Savage Grravel. Both of them are free on their website, and I believe you can get them through the Contrail shop as well. And honestly, for being a 2020 plane, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not 2024 native. You can tell it's not 2024 native, but it is otherwise a perfectly acceptable bush plane, and it does compete with what is currently available for Flight Simulator 2024. So there's the verdict. 8 out of 10. I really enjoy this, and I suggest you go pick these up. Well, thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one.